Chris Mills is the head of customer success at Slack, and he's on the line with us here to discuss how employees and employers can reach a balance of switching off this festive period with the aid of accessible tools such as tech and better communication. Hello, Chris, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for having me this morning.
So, why is it so important for us to switch off this Christmas?
Well, I think it's really important because it's how people use that valuable time to rest, recharge, and come back refreshed after any time off. And around half of employees and bosses are worried about burnout with their teams. So from a mental health and well-being perspective, it's really important that people shut off during the Christmas period when they have time off.
How can we actually close ourselves off? Because it's maybe easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. One of our customers, Bolt Technology, used a great example of a firm doing this well. It advises their employees to book time in their calendar, not to work during vacation. And when it comes to collaboration, it relies on openness and transparency. So having vacation replacements to take over repetitive or respective tasks more easily. And it's about switching off notifications, setting custom statuses so people know that you're not available during that period.
Now, it's quite remarkable because 1 in 5 plan to check their work messages on Boxing Day, and then 2 in 5 will check them on Christmas Eve. 1 in 10 will check them on Christmas Day itself.
It's really surprising. But what is really good to hear is 83%, the majority of UK bosses say they'll encourage their employees to switch off during this holiday season. Yeah. But despite this and the data that you've just shared, a third of employees plan to be online and available during their time off.
But what are they checking for? Because are they actually going to receive any emails on Christmas Day?
Highly unlikely, depending on the environment that you work in. But a lot of it is caused by anxiety that people have about a return to work and that, historical email backlog that they face when they come back.
And I'm sorry to say, there's a chance I might end up in the 10%, just out of habit, really. Just maybe a gap between Christmas dinner and the next thing. The phone comes out, and out of habit, I'll just check my emails. And of course, I'll find there's nothing new.
Yeah, and that's not unusual. So what we recommend to employees is to do things like switch off notifications so that you don't get those messages, but also maybe move those apps to the back of your phone so they're not front and center when you do pick up your phone, and so that you're spending that valuable time with family and friends during the Christmas period.
Does it surprise you that employers are so encouraging for us to switch off, or is it just a symptom of the world we live in now where employers are kind of positive and looking out for our welfare?
I don't think it surprises us. I think every employee knows the importance of mental health and well-being and the risk of burnout when people are in this always-on culture. In fact, 72% of employees believe having a good digital infrastructure makes it easier to show managers, co-workers and customers that they're on holiday.
Is burnout a big concern for employers and employees?
It is, very much so. In fact, half of employees and half of bosses are all worried about burnout. So it's important that they do take that time to switch off and, as I say, switch off notifications, put a do not disturb or custom status, so that allows people to stay in control and give them the flexibility of to work when they want.
Yeah. Now, 33% of employees overall say they will be online and available during the holiday season. What are we including in that? Is that just any time from Christmas Eve until New Year, or is that just the kind of 3 days?
I think it's any time when they're available during the holiday, even when they're time off. So any time off, with 33% of employees plan to be online and available to work.
Are there any huge negative impacts? Because just checking your emails for 2 minutes on Christmas Day is not going to cause huge burnout, is it? I mean, maybe it could cause a bit of anxiety if you do get an email that you don't want to see and it ruins your day. I don't know.
I think what you find is, even though people are still off work and it may only be 2 minutes of looking at it, they're still thinking about work and they're not switching off completely, spending time with friends and family. So you're not really resting and recharging, which is the important thing. So it may only be a short period you look at it, but then your brain and your mind is still thinking about work. for minutes and hours afterwards.
Well, where can we go to find out more information?
Best place is to head to our website, slack.com, to find out how Slack as a digital headquarters can empower employees to take more control, make work simpler, more pleasant, and ultimately more productive.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for joining us, and have a very non-stressful and cut-off Christmas.
You too. Thank you very much for having me.